I unfortunately was never into One Piece. I can't say like the big three, but
what artist inspired you? I'm sure like everyone who draws, there was someone who like you saw someone's art and was like, yo, that's sick. I want to try that out. So who's yours?
So more recently, like, and shout out to like he's one of my good friends and basically was a mentor before that. Before we became friends and started doing pieces together, like pieces like this, like Patrick Brown is a huge inspiration for me, and I think I found his artwork like over 10 years ago and became obsessed with it. And there's a huge swath of fans across the board that are big fans of his artwork. And then other people, like shout out like Peter Han, like fantastic artist. Kim Jung-gi, before obviously he passed away recently. Those guys are really big inspirations for me too. I love like the free flow kind of style to art, like that people that can like kind of draw without any kind of like structure or underneath like that, any kind of pencil drawing. They just start with ink and they start going. It's awesome. So Peter Han's really epic. He's a great artist. I recommend checking him out. Patrick Brown, Peter Han. Kim Jung-gi, you can still find his stuff around. He's fantastic. Those are the ones that like come to mind like immediately. There's a bunch of other ones throughout the years and stuff like that, but I'd have to say like those ones are the big ones. And then like you have your classic like cliche answers, I guess, that are like Todd McFarlane's Spawn was a big inspiration growing up for us, especially when the movie came out when I was like 9, I think. So that was big for me. And then also anime and manga are real big. Like Tite Kubo, the artist behind Bleach. Yeah, massive inspiration. None of my stuff looks anything like his, but it's still a huge inspiration, and I absolutely love his artwork. Same thing with like Rurouni Kenshin. Loved that art style when I was growing up too. Yeah, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, like those guys that are the ones that come on that couldn't mind like immediately. So
okay, so I know you just went over the artists that you were inspired by. Now I want to know, what's your favorite anime?
Favorite anime? Oh my god, man.
And I'll say you can have like 2 or 3 because it's hard to pinpoint just one.
Man, it's so hard. Well, I mean, like I unfortunately was never into One Piece. So I can't say like the big three, but I know. Like there's this so much, and being an artist, like I was like really turned off by the art style. I know Oda has actually talked about like the people being off-put by his art style in the beginning and stuff, but I've like delved really into like their lore and stuff, like One Piece's lore and like the live action and stuff, and there's been a lot more pushing me to like wanting to dive into One Piece. So like that's one's gonna be on, that's like my once I've got some more free time, like that's definitely on my horizon of like diving into, and it might end up being the manga versus the anime. Like we'll kind of see about that. Oh god, man, my of all time, like, so I've got like I talked about the ones before, inspirations and like the gateways that got me into it. So like those are shout outs and stuff. But Bleach was always big. Naruto has always been one of my favorites. I'd say like if I had to choose, like gun to my head, actually no, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. That's top here. That's my number one. Good one. Yeah, I always forget. I'm like, no, that's my number one. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is my number one. And then it's always been kind of like my top 3, top 2 after that would be like a toss up between Bleach, Naruto, and now honestly Jujutsu Kaisen. Yeah,
that is really good.
Jujutsu Kaisen and Demon Slayer are really contending for like some top spots for me lately. Like they're really freaking good. I love the fourth wall break vibe in Jujutsu Kaisen. Like that's straight up my alley. It's like Deadpool writing a manga. Yeah. Like there's nothing that can hit closer to home for me. Yeah. Like Gojo, he's the best. I don't care. He would have beat. Here's a hot take for you.
Yeah. Spoiler warning.
Stop! Please let me go! Please let me go first! I'm doing something!
Yeah.
Spoiler warning for everybody. Yeah. This is gonna be, so for like the next minute, you might want to just
turn away, turn the
stop,
volume off.
But and this is a spoiler warning for you. Are you okay with it? Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I'll keep it spoiler light as possible, but let me just say, like Sakuda versus Gojo, Gojo would have beat his ass hands down if he wasn't cheating and using all the Shinigami bullshit. Okay. All right. That's you can bleep out if you need to or something, but there's my hot take. Okay. Everybody that wants to give crap to Gojo online, yeah. No, it's Gojo hands down. #1, baby.
I do agree with that because in that match, this is still a spoiler. Sakuna had like more hacks than Aizen did. It was ridiculous. I'm like, how do you have everything like on top of you already being one of the strongest curses ever, one of the strongest sorcerers, and then you turn yourself into a curse. You're one of the strongest, and then you took another. It was like, this is ridiculous. And Gojo's not the main character, so they had to.
But he kind of.
Yeah, he had. Yeah. And I think I don't remember the. Ake, I forgot the name of the guy who Gege. Yeah, he said that he didn't realize that like Gojo was gonna become as big as he did. Yeah. Like he wasn't supposed to be as big of a character, and just like the way that he wrote him and the fans' perception of him and how they took to him, it just blew up because everybody loves him almost more than Yuji. In a sense.
If I'm not mistaken, and I could be wrong because this is like through other artists and the grapevine and all that stuff too, but if I'm not mistaken, I believe Jujutsu High was like Gege's first story, and it was centered around Gojo, Geto, and the nurse lady. It was centered around them as their main characters, and then if I'm not mistaken, Volume 0, Gege got like a one shot with Shonen Jump, I think, and it was supposed to be like hey, you have a 4-chapter arc, and I think Volume 0 was supposed to be that. So I think that like he made his main 3 characters, which were like the originals like Gojo and all them, and then he made Volume 0, which is why he liked Okatsu so much, and like that whole class, and why I think they got so much love and attention. And then I believe that was so popular, and I could be wrong, right? I could totally be wrong. This could all be like not factual. So, but this is how I understood it, that he got so popular off of that Volume 0 arc. They're like, no, you have to come back. We're gonna serialize you, so you have to do it again. And then he ended up making like Jujutsu Kaisen, which is what we know it as now. It had to remake them because I think that even in the manga, there's like little excerpts about where he's not really a big fan of Yuji and he doesn't really like him, and like he likes all the other characters more. So if I'm not mistaken, maybe that's a hot take, maybe it's completely wrong, but the internet, I'm sure, will fact check us. So
yeah, I feel like there's truth to. I don't remember the thing about like Gojo and like Jujutsu High, but I do know like Jujutsu 0, whatever they want to call it. Yuta was originally supposed to be the main character.
Yeah.
Like you said, that 4-shot, which is they turned into a movie.
Yep.
But like I said, you guys can fact check it. It is what it is.
Yep.
We can't know everything about every anime. There's always people who's like, you're so wrong. I'm like, I'm dealing with it on one of my IG videos where was unrelated, but I did like the One Piece, the curry, and I called it Sanji's Navy Curry. And I'm like, titling matters. People care about those kind of things. No one's gonna remember a side character the same way. And I'm not gonna say Taijo. Then people still to this day would be like, it's not Sanji's. I'm like, relax, man.
Go viral off of being
It's like, relax. I said it like this on purpose. I know. I'm sorry that I wasn't 100% authentic, but yeah, Yuta was supposed to be the main character.
Yeah.
I don't know about like Gojo in them, but either way, Gojo has main character energy.
Oh, yeah.
So does Geto.
Yeah.
Honestly, Yuta, and I think that's what's so amazing about Jujutsu Kaisen is that they have so many characters that you can love and start to follow. And I do like Yuji. I think he's actually like a fun character, but I think there might be like a little bit more like depth to like a Yuta, his backstory, Gojo's backstory, Geto's. Whereas with Yuji, he kind of got those final words from someone who's important, and that just set him onto the path. It's like, I just hit really hard, and I'm athletic.
Yeah.
All right, so you said that your favorite animes, Bleach, well, Naruto was one of them, and then you haven't been watching One Piece, but you're into the One Piece lore.
Yeah.
I feel like I may be missing one, but Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. There we go. Which is a classic. If you guys have not watched that one, I suggest you watch it and then watch it again. But with that being said, who is your favorite character in anime? And I'll say 2 to 3 because even 4, because it is kind of hard. There's so much anime.
Oh, wow. Like, yeah, that's a hard one to go with. Like, there's so many. Like, I'm trying to think. Like, if I was like, you know, playing like a game or something like that, I had one character pick or something like that. Man, I'd have to go with like a top 4 probably. I'm like, yeah, like I mean, Yuji or not Yuji? No, screw Yuji. Gojo. sorry, Gojo. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, no, Gojo's awesome. I love him. Like Ichigo, definitely. You know, Naruto. It's like it's all the mains probably. That's the biggest problem. Like it's all the mains, but if I was to pick one that was like outside of the mains, right? Because I feel like that's everybody's like default answer. It's always like the mains, it's the main characters. It's like who's the most kick-ass and the most badass. I'd say like, gun to my head, picking a secondary character is one of my favorites. I'm always like, oh, let me grab this artwork or let me grab something like, you know, this character or like a statue of this character. I'd say Gaara from Naruto, definitely one of my favorites. Like he's got to be one of my favorites. Like he's just a cool character. You know, he had a great arc, like developmentally. He was just an awesome character. The character design was really sick too. Yeah, Gaara, and then like Kimimaru from there too. Yeah, both of those. I love those kind of characters. I love almost like those like Venom-like characters that have like the ability to like kind of create things out of nothing. You know, Kimimaru could use bones in Naruto. Yeah. You know, Gaara obviously had the sand and all those cool abilities. Those would probably be my 2 favorites if I had to like pick that aren't the cliche boring answers. Like, yeah, you know, let me go with that one. I'll go with Gaara as like my favorite, like outside of the norm.
I feel like what they did to Gaara and Boruto with his character design was criminal.
Yep, yeah.
And I feel the same way about Naruto. Naruto was supposed to look like Minato as an adult, and they gave him like the wackest haircut. And it's like he just looks dorky. Yeah, just like, what were you guys doing? But I'm gonna go and share a few of my favorites. And I know like, I'm actually not a fan of Midoriya. Yeah. Surprisingly, yeah. Yeah. Like I like him as a main character, but I'm like, you're not my favorite. But Vegeta. But yeah. Everyone loves Vegeta just about. Like one that's Hiei from Yu Yu Hakusho.
Oh, dude, he's my favorite.
And
Hakusho. I love Hiei.
And Benimaru Shinmon from Fire Force.
Okay, yep.
And Zoro, everyone loves Zoro, which is like he's not the main character, but he's pretty much one of them. But yeah, it's like those are just some of my favorite characters, but this isn't about me. This is about you.
I feel like it's anybody who does Chris Sabat, whoever he voices. Yeah, that one. He's good. Yeah. You know, Zoro, All Might, Vegeta. I'm like, yeah, I'm team him. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That brings me. Yeah. So, dubbed or subbed?
Oh, 100% sub. I speak really bad Japanese. Took it for 3 years in high school, so like I can understand like, you know, toddler level. So like, you know, I prefer sub. But I feel like dub in the last few years has gotten really better. Like it's definitely gone up in quality a lot. And so like I definitely don't disparage anybody from either version of it, but I prefer sub.
I used to like trash dub all the time, even though like Dragon Ball Z, I prefer it dubbed.
That's the most like base take, yeah. But Dragon Ball Z we grew up with. So,
Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is great dubbed.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I was thinking about was we don't speak Japanese, and you can love anime and want to get into acting, but if you can't speak Japanese, there's no way you're getting into sub. So when I'm trashing on dub, I'm trashing on people that are possibly like me that want to get into anime some way, but they don't speak Japanese, but they're going to speak the language that they know. Yep. So when it's like, oh, dub sucks, it's like, I'm really kind of saying that everyone who speaks English and likes anime and gets into acting
it's
sucks.
Easy of a hot take. I think it's like I think when you're younger, you're like always so much more angry and like you're always so much more like team oriented. Like, no, this is my thing and I love this thing. It's mine. Whereas like, and I feel like the older you get, the more you realize you're like, wait a minute, no, I want everybody to appreciate this. I want everybody to enjoy it. And and I feel like like the sub versus dub argument, like it just it's just angry. I feel like an angry teenager online yelling at people, and I'm like, man, I'm too old for this shit anymore.
Yeah. I definitely watch more subbed.
Yeah.
But if something is good dubbed, it's good dubbed. And
like
I'm not
Jujutsu
gonna.
Kaisen and Demon Slayer, and I even want to say like My Hero. Like I think Demon Slayer and Jujutsu Kaisen were the ones that were like Jujutsu Kaisen moreover. That one when I was watching kind of like both back and forth on it, I would like watch one episode and I'd be like, what does it sound like dubbed? And I remember thinking like their translations are getting really good. Like their like matchups were like really close, and you know, and the content of what they were saying was really good too. So it's like I definitely think that like going forward, like dub is getting better and better, which I think is just great for anime fans everywhere because it just means that there's more companies that are willing to take more chances because they're going to get more audiences in more directions.
Yeah.
So
And with that, I want to give a shout out to my guy Ninja. He's the voice of Yuji.
I like a tall woman with a nice big ass. Just saying. Like Jennifer Lawrence.
Ninja MacArthur. Yeah. But now final question is, what's the funniest anime that you've watched?
oh my god, man! Like these are hard questions. I wish I'd like had time to study. Like man, the funniest anime.
Or funniest character? If pinpointing the anime is hard, funniest character.
I think it's so bad because like I really love Jujutsu Kaisen. I keep coming back to it, but like the humor in it, like Gege's writing, and like you can see he's very like influenced by like Ryan Otley and Invincible. Like you can see it like hugely with like Mekamaru, I believe his name. Yeah,
Mekamaru. Yeah, Mekamaru looks like that one character.
He looks like Robot, or was it Robot? But he basically has his whole arc too. Like his whole arc is very similar to stuff that you see within the Invincible universe. So like I feel like that.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah. There's a hot take for you. Like like that. You can definitely see he's massively influenced by like that whole storyline and the arc and stuff, which is great because like then you start getting these awesome stories that are different and unique, and you kind of see them like blending together better. And I feel like his humor and his writing is very like Ryan Otley's like, you know, art style, like, or that invisible storytelling, and then like almost like a Deadpool feel to it. And when Gojo shouted out like the Digimon in Jujutsu Kaisen, whatever, he says the one line when he's like, oh, he went full Skull Greymon and not War Grey, or you know, like he makes a line about that. To me, that was locked. It was so funny. Like I was like, all right, I'm good. This is great. I love it. And that's what started like cementing it more and more. Is like, man, their fourth wall breaks are making it more and more fun for me. So I think that to me that's kind of like some of the funniest moments that made me laugh out loud.
大丈夫？いいよ。すぐにサンダーとかファイヤーとかパワーボムとかできると思ってたから。ほら、誰だこら。And
I remember you telling me about you like the fourth wall breaking, like Deadpool stuff.
Yeah.
So, can only assume you love Deadpool. You've watched all the movies?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm still behind. I haven't watched the newest one, but I know I need to see it.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, everybody. This has been my interview with Wade King from Art by Wade King. Hope you guys have enjoyed looking at these beautiful pieces in the back and the conversation. And it was nice meeting you, man. Thank you for doing this.
Yeah, hopefully we can do it again sometime, man.
Yeah. This has been my interview with Wade King. I'm going to link his social medias into the video and then also into the description for the video. I want to make sure that you guys go and check him out. I'm about to go and buy some more pieces from him actually, so I'm just wrapping everything up. Hope you guys enjoyed this and be on the lookout for more.